Last minute adjustments.
Hello, good day, good morning. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
This is Bars and Bells, and welcome to our Restore and Recharge practice live on Wednesday and Friday at 9 a.m. How are you today?
Hot.
Hot. Lauren's for a run. I've been in the studio. I've had a light bar practice, so both of us are a little bit warmed up. What have you done today?
I have my sweat hanky ready.
Carrying on from last week,
And a fan ready.
what are you restoring from? And what are you recharging for? There is that comment section on the chat here. Please feel free to explore that, as well as revisit this video in the archive and write down some of your favorite things from today's practice. And again, maybe to answer the question, what do you restore from and what are you recharging for? But enough about that. Let's get started with some head necks and some silly walks. Little bobbleheads. Let's start with that. No one can look, no one can see you except maybe your partner beside. Could you let your head be a little bit of a bobble?
Ready?
Whoa, that was a head push. Okay, try it again. That's okay. Yeah. Bound, bound, bound. Can your head be loose? To help our head get loose like that, let's explore the ranges. Chin tuck in. Gently try to bury your chin in your chest. And gentle extension of the neck, face to the ceiling. Now, pull yourself in from this position. Be very strict to only use your neck as you flex or pull your chin to your sternum. Repeat one more in extension. From extension, pull down into your neck, crown high. At this place, laterally flex at the neck, ear to shoulder. Now look at an armpit, and then look over towards the opposite ceiling, shoulder. Repeat. Look at an armpit, and look up and over. Repeat one last time, armpit, ceiling, return to the armpit, and then back to center. Lateral flexion, other side. Lateral bend, look in an armpit, very gently look over, ceiling, other side, and down.
You can put the spike through her head.
And don't crane with your eyeballs, but just gently look through the neck, rotating on a spike. We'll maybe get that analogy going later. We're back to the armpit, the lateral bend, and return center. We'll come back to the head and neck in a second, but let's get the tops and the bottoms fired up. Feet time.
Just stand on 2 feet right now. Put all your toes down, all your feet down. Grip the floor with your arches and just think about pulling those arches up. So if you could see, sorry, I can't get too close there. Here, I'm pulling the floor together using these muscles underneath, but not just pulling on the floor with my toes. Sorry, not just pulling on the floor with my toes.
The toes stay flat.
Toes stay flat. They might wiggle a little bit, but it's not the toes pulling the arch up, it's the arch. So just look at it a couple more seconds, each side, a couple more seconds. Yes, it's weird. Yes, it's different. Yes, it's hard. 2.
And these hip holsters might make it feel good.
Now,
Good morning, good morning.
Now stand on your feet again. Leave your balls of your feet heavy and lift off all 10 toes. Can you keep all the balls in contact with
What do you mean all the balls?
all the, well, not all balls. Just your toe balls here. Damn it. Sorry, darn it.
Lauren, what's with you today?
Well,
Lauren's talking about the tripod of the foot. The heel is a ball of the foot, the big toe mound, and that pinky side knuckle. Those are the balls she's talking about, I think. Good, good, good. Move on before you let a little F-bomb go here.
Spread those toes out and try to play the piano down. Baby toe, ring toe, middle toe, index toe, thumb toe. Great. Now try to keep your legs straight and just lift your heels off the floor. So now you're only on the toe pads and the front balls of your feet. Hold that for a couple seconds, maybe raise up a little bit more, keeping your knees nice and straight, and then slow lower. Now as you lower, rock back, but not too much. Try to now get rid of the front balls of the feet and stand only on your heels. I use my toes as a bit of a, gotta put my big toe down, but try not to move around too much like I am. 3, 2, and then roll through those feet to place them down. One more, and then we'll go back to our head neck. Just to warm up those toes a bit more. Knee pushes forward, ankle stays in line, bend your toes. Use your toe muscles to push up, gently over, up, down, and crush that down. Same thing other side. Bend toes, use your toe muscles, push up, gently over, push up, through, and up switch. A little different switch. Last time, point, over, back point, up, switch. Last one, point, over, point, slow down.
Head necks. Coming back to that head neck. Stay tall. Kneeling position could be okay too. A wider base at your feet might also help this pursuit. Squeeze your butt cheeks, brace your core, slide to the left or the right.
Our ribs or neck?
Our ribs. That's right, I said head. We're coming there in a second, I'm so sorry. Right here. Lauren's dropping F-bombs and I don't know my body parts today. A D-bomb. D-bomb. With our chin tuck in. It's the head neck, I'm sorry, we want to move here. The upper body stays stable. The chin slides on a straight line as Lauren pushes her ear towards you. She pulls it away. Last one or two.
Trying to keep my nose pointed forward.
Now, forward and in. Face forward, chin tuck. On Lauren's chin tuck, the top knot is going towards the ceiling there, pulling in tall. One more, face forward and face in. Connect all those dots in a circle, small to start. Face forward, travel aside, carve out some space as we circle the neck to the other side. Return to center, pull in. Repeat direction, other direction, face forward, slide, carve out space around the back as we slide, push, center, chin in, feet time.
Whoa. Heel to toes. Start easy, heel, roll through those toes, arch stays up off the floor. Gently push off those back toes, heel through. Roll through, articulate toes, push back, heel through. Maybe we start transferring into that front leg, thinking about transitioning in to our heel toe walk. And whether it's what Ian did there with a two-legged up, or trying to single leg push up to those toes. Sorry, I'm going to walk up here. Heel, roll to toe. Heel, roll to toe. Take. Use all the muscles in the bottom of the feet.
And the hips.
Last two. Last two to the easier and the less good, so go slow. Great.
All right, now from that head and neck, now let's move into that rib cage. I'll get low again. You can do it from standing. The wide base is still very helpful. Widen your stance, brace the core, this part of our core, because the top part of our core now is going to slide left and right. Return center. Slide, center. Slide, center. Take one quick moment. Rock the baby here a little bit. Make sure that for this exercise, there is no teapotting or rocking of babies. Repeat a couple more. Slide, ribs are level. Slide them a little bit locked up if you can see or feel as I go one way or the other. A lot more mobility over here. Play with it both. One last time each, slide and glide. Another weird direction is this circle shape here. For just a little bit of fun, can you bring your rib cage around a circle on the wall in front of you? Like a Ferris wheel, great. So the clock face is on the wall in front of you. And can you compress the rib cage on? I want to see Lauren doing this because this is a little bit of a new one. There we go.
I'm good.
You should show them from the front. That looks good.
Thanks.
I'm going to switch my direction now, I think. I think I was going that way, so now I'm going to go here, side, up, and over.
Trying not to elevate my shoulders.
Yep, so there's,
Walking around.
exactly. Last one or two. This is abdominals. If you put your hands here, you can feel your abs work. Play with us. That's a fun one. Your turn.
One more walk. I'd like to stand on one leg to the front. Your toes down, ball the foot down. Transition weight to two legs first. Push your weight over your front leg. Stay on the ball of your foot. Try to remove your back foot from the floor. Hold. 3, 2, slow lower. Point through. Or you can hold on to something. Point. Toes, ball of foot, up to.
Walking along that wall or the kitchen counter would be great.
Shift weight. Hold. Slow lower. Point. Toes, balls, both. Transition, weight to the front leg. Hold, don't lose any height. Slow lower. Last point. Point. Toes, ball, up. Transition, hold. 3, 2, lower. Or shoulder. Great. Freudian.
My turn?
We want to do that long lunge.
The long lunge. Yes. Get yourself in our narrow stance. And we're going to step forward in our lunge. Gently step forward in your lunge. 3, 2, take a sip if you need it, and then a step forward in your lunge. From this position, straighten the back knee. From this position, talk to our hips doing this thing. Do 1 or 2 of these hip hikes, and then say, okay, I found level. We'll do our hip tuck under and say, okay, we found level. Now from this position, can we slowly descend into a lunging stance? That could or should or might be really intense on this hip flexor. Please be safe with that. But let's have fun for 2 more seconds down here and stand up. Does that feel okay?
Yes, great.
Same thing. Are we level? Are we slightly tucked? Pull yourself down by pressing into that back foot. Pull yourself down. Hold this position. Could you get up onto the ball of the foot in the front and down? Ball of foot. We're doing this 5 times in a row. That's 2. And 3.
This will make me sweat.
And 4. And final repetition. This isn't an isometric.
Well, it is.
And stand up to tall. Carry the back leg through. Very nice. We'll take 1 quick rest. Talk to the back foot. Look at this for 1 second. That's our sickled ankle shape. In a lunge, take this back leg and hug it to center. Ready for the other side?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so close to you.
Because it's lovely.
Step back lunge.
What leg did I do? I did this one, I think. Okay. Do your hip hikes. Okay, we're level. Do your tuck unders, and there can almost always be more, particularly in my case here on this left side. From here, I'm going to drop down, pulling, feeling load in my hip flexor on the other side, holding level, and coming up. As long as that was okay, we'll add those toe raises for 5. Level shapes, pulling together in the back, down to our lunge hover, and toe raise 1, down, toe raise 2, down, 3. Who feels like they're in their straw? Pulling together. Last repetition for yours truly. There's 5. Tall, underneath. Relax.
Excellent. Okay, I'd like to take you through a little shoulder warm up here. Like our hip, our shoulder is a ball and socket joint. So we're going to explore that internal and external rotation like we would in our hip, but in our shoulder. When you do this, just a little quick note here, remember your humerus, this bone, is what goes into your shoulder. Your radius in your ulna and your wrist will rotate, but I can rotate, just try that actually, that's fine. I can rotate my lower arms without rotating my upper arms. The magic of elbows. Okay? When we do some of this, we're going to require full internal rotation, which means I'm going to want you to rotate that whole arm in. Be mindful of the shoulder. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Shoulder blade stability.
All right, let's start. Standing up tall, taking a single arm, only one at a time. Blade goes up, back, and down. Take your arm to about 90 degrees or right in front of you. Start just with the hand and rotate it. All right, add more rotation. So now you start internally rotating that humerus. Notice my blade doesn't move. And then externally rotate that humerus or supinate, rotate that whole arm up. Do that one more time. Without moving your blade, internally rotate. So if I move my blade, I do something like that. I'm not going to do that. And then open. Come to a neutral, so palm faces wherever
Middle.
that is. Bring it up overhead. Just check out your overhead the first time you do this today. Ribs to hips, elbows straight. Try to reach for a little bit more, but be safe. Shoulder set. Now, from there, take the arm out to the side. Same idea here, internal and external rotation.
It's so easy to do with your elbow and so very difficult to do with your
Good.
shoulder.
So maybe you want to look at it, and that's allowed. I have my other hand on the front of my shoulder, just to give me feedback so that if I do start to internally rotate so much that my blade comes forward, I can feel that push. Now, open back up. So you're in neutral again, palm will face forward. Bring it down to your side. Palm will face you. And then take it straight to the back here. Elbow straight. Set your blade down. Do the same thing here. This will be internal rotation at the shoulder. And then external rotation at the shoulder. I find as I go between these, I really have to keep my blade set down to not get any cringing or crunchy. Now, open that up. Palm faces you. Well, forward.
Away.
Away from you. Reach all the way around, long over to that socket like you would in your hip. Elbow stays straight, all the way overhead, and then pull that back down to your side. Let's do the same thing the other side.
Joints love space. They need a lid. They love compression, but they also love space. And right there, it just feels like that ball and socket's loosened up.
Isn't the body neat?
It is.
Blade comes up, back and down. Straight elbow to the front first. Again, explore with my hand rotating, and then add to that, explore internal rotation with that upper arm and external rotation.
Your elbow will want to bend.
Internal,
Don't let your elbow bend.
External. Neutral, set blade, explore overhead, check it out. Ooh, I have more knee left. Ooh, this is harder. Ooh, start keeping up straight. 3,
Those ribs down always.
bringing it down to 90 and out to the side. Same thing here. Internal, this is where I just put my hand on my shoulder to make sure I'm not internally rotating so much my blade comes.
Also, you could anchor the shoulder blade here. Pretty tough on the shoulder, but just a nice, same but different strategy to maintain.
Neutral hand. Bring your arm down. We reach. We set blade again. We reach straight out the back, maintaining that straight elbow. I don't care how you go. Open. Internal. open. When I open, I really have to pull that blade down. And internal, one more time, external or open so the palm faces away from your body. Reach up, keeping that blade low. Big nice circle, elbows face straight, Lauren. And pull that down to your side. Great.
Lunges again. Lunges again. This time there's a little bit of a longer lunge. I think we all know, at least maybe we don't, I'll share it a little bit. Don't love yoga. Maybe low back, not happy with that shape. We want the same but different thing here. Just watch for a second. Long stride, tuck under hips, and with a straight back leg, encourage that front knee to travel over the toe. The difference is the rib cage or the back. So we're encouraging that with a straight back leg pretty darn hard. And oops, and balance. Come back to center. So let's join that together. Which are you going to face? Okay. Standing narrow, take a gentle long lunge stride forward. Where your hips, hike, level, got it. Straighten that back leg and push to the ball of the foot in the back. Are you still level? Maintain your hip position. From here, cramp up your back leg in extension and gently push the front knee over the toe. Hold for 4, 3, to return, push the front leg forward and straighten out the knee. Yep, and then push the front leg forward to straighten out the knee. At that point, straighten it because it continue to encourage that front knee to travel over the toe, keeping the hip tuck there, Lauren, and straighten your back knee. It's so hard. Straighten that back knee. Let's hold it for 2 seconds. Push through the front leg to fully extend. Final repetition today. Nice, Lauren. Square up those hips. Now straighten that back leg. And I'm saying it because mine isn't either. Straighten the back leg. Push that knee forward. Feeling that length of the hip flexor on the straight leg. Keeping ribs to hips. Hanging out for 5 with a straight knee in the back. Lauren, straight knee in the back. I know mine isn't. Straighten it out. Straighten it out. 3, 2, push to straight, and then transfer weight forward. You have 2 hips. Let's give both sides. We'll switch my side for my right leg. So lunge stride. Long lunge. Hip. Yep. Casually. The ribs to hips. Push. Knee towards over the hips. Straighten out that back leg, Ian. I'm not saying that for Lauren. I'm saying that for all of us who can't, like myself, for 3 more seconds. Straighten that knee. Now push through that point. Straighten out. Push the knee forward. Keep the hips level. Pushing and straightening that back leg and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Return to top. Third, nice rail, Lauren. I'm seeing all those cues. You want to straighten it. Plates of the hips forward. Straighten that back knee. Push the front knee over the toe. Straighten that back knee for 5, 4, 3. Push energy into the foot. Turn. Slide through. Sweat's real on that one.
All right, let's
Sweat's
warm up a couple of hinges and then get into our windmills and our rows today.
Yeah.
Great?
Yeah.
Great. Stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. No objects necessary. This is your hinge stance. Stand tall. All good. Stand tall. Take your hands. Drop your hips. Push your hips back. You have that nice long rod through your spine, from your head coming out your butt. Keep that spine long. Don't bend your rod. Just hang out here. Feel that load in your hamstrings. Feel your feet grip. Take your butt through, stand up tall. Now, pull your kneecaps up. Keep your legs where they are, but pull yourself into that straw. Squeeze your butt. Brace your abs. If I came to push you over, you wouldn't move. Hold. 3, 2, do it again. Chop your hips. Reach back. Your feet. Da-di-da-di-da. Hold up hamstrings. 3, 2, stand up into your straw. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, one last time. Chop. Now think about right here in this deep hinge, how your abs and your core could brace here. Inhale, brace. Up. Tight, punching the stomach. Yeah. 3, 2, and relax. Whew.
Let's use our get up to the floor. Hand over chest or arm overhead, your choice. Drop down in a lunge. Open up.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Take a pause here. Chop the hip. Add our rotation. Hinge on the hip, find the floor. Let's repeat 2 more of those. Extend through. This is our windmill. We'll chop. We're hinging on a hip. We have a hand that faces the floor. And press through to tall. Last repetition, hinge, rotation, grab the floor, sweep through. Find the elbow. And then let's get on our sideline. Comme ça. Ooh. From this position, our knees, feet, and hips face back. Our bottom arm is overhead. From here, let's take 5 big breaths. Take the free arm, place it on the top side of those obliques. Take a 5-second. Exhale. Just 3 more slow breaths and try to fill underneath of this hand. Work on the overhead mobility. My first 4 seconds of breath are pretty easy and I don't have room for the last, so try to make room for one more time. And then relax. From this position, can you slide that top elbow touches your hip? From this position, could you point your fingers towards the ceiling? Go back down. Repeat one more time. Can you get those fingertips towards the ceiling? And then extend the elbow. Pull the elbow down and switch sides. Whew.
You know what I was thinking when I was lying on my side?
What?
That you still have to be active in that bottom side of your, in that bottom side. So I could be slumpy and dumpy and my hips would, where I would be like, so I'm slumpy here and that top hip comes over, or I can be a bit more stacked and active on that bottom.
So you're almost lifting the bottom hip?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's focus on that this time. The overhead mobility.
So there's a bit of space underneath this side of the floor.
Take the free hand, top side of those obliques. Take your snips in for 5 by 5. Can you brace?
So my bottom side isn't touching the floor, it's yours?
Nope. If that was a rhetorical question for those at home, answer that yourself too. Two more here. Let's take that elbow to hip, palm facing the floor. Externally rotate, trying to get those fingertips to the ceiling. Hang out for 3, 2, palm faces the floor. Repeat, pivoting on the elbow, keeping the armpit low. Could you extend through the elbow, pull down the armpit, pull the elbow towards your hip, return the hand, and let's get back to the get up, the other side, the other side.
The other side.
So for me, that will be my right hand across chest. I'll use my hip extension, my pull, my tall sit, my sweep. And then this time as well, for 3 repetitions, let's extend the hip. First set of windmills here today. Chop, rotate, hinge, pushing the hip back, gripping the floor, extending the hips to tall. Chop, rotate, find the floor, extend through to tall. Final repetition, rotate and hinge, find the floor, up the body, return to center, drive to tall. Shake it all out. Windmills.
Fun.
Windmills.
Okay, full windmills today. Body weight. So let's stand with our feet slightly wider than hip. I stand in my swing or my hinge stance. Let's all do the same side so our cues can be the same. Take your left foot and slightly pivot it out
On the heel.
on the heel. Take your right foot, slightly pivot it in. So now they're both they should be like railroad tracks facing the same way. Great. This is how I like to stand. Great. Standing tall. Take your right arm and cross it across your body. This one day could go overhead, but for today it comes across. The leg that's free to touch, that's the leg that can bend. The leg you can't reach stays straight. Slight bend in this leg. Chop your hip. Push it to the back as you rotate and hinge on that back hip. Don't worry about how far you get. Find your low, pause to stand up, drive those hips through, get back in your straw. Now, I'm going to give you that rod again. Just like in your hinges, the rod runs down your head, through your spine, out your butt. Don't bend it. Chop, push that hip back, leg you can touch, slight bend, no bending that spine rod. So if that means you can only get to here, great, go there. And then stand up. Last one. Chop, no bending spine rod, push, rotate. You're looking at least forward or up slightly, not down at the floor. Stand up tall, boom. Pivot those feet through center, switch your arms. Now pivot your feet the other way, about the same degrees as the other side. Mine are about 45. They can be anywhere 45 to 90, depends on your. Touch, slight bend. Other leg, no bend. Chop, hinge, rotate. Again, no bending spine. Up, nice and long. Chop, hinge, rotate. We often see with people, one side feels different than the other. Acknowledge that. Last one. Chop hip. Oh, this feels a bit easier. I can go a little lower on this side. Have that conversation. Up, hips forward, feet forward.
Excellent. We'll continue to use the hinge as we get to the floor for our high plank progressions into our push-up.
Great.
Ready to go?
Ready.
Feet hip width apart.
Sorry, what's going down here so I can prepare?
Hinge to push up. Just tops positions for
Just
now.
top position though?
Chop hips. Set up that hip hinge. Take 10 seconds to place your hands on your bum. Can you squeeze your bum?
Hard.
Can you squeeze your butt from here? Now come up to the tall. Squeeze your bum here. Commit to the bum squeeze in this planks position. Relax your bum. If you didn't relax your bum, this hinge would be impossible. We'll hinge on the hips.
Great.
I know.
You can't squeeze your butt in the
I
hinge.
know.
It looks like
So
this.
the butt has to relax. Let's go. Let's go into this hinge position. Now we'll find our floor. 10 seconds as we walk out. establish our high planks or push-ups position. And for 10 seconds, tension on like butt squeezes, ab braces, armpits down, core brace, squeeze, squeeze,
4,
knees to the floor.
1.
Get to your back. I'm gonna have my right arm across my chest, and we'll do our get up this way. Extend through, pull on the arm, tall sit. Push through the leg to transition to the arm. Deepen. All windmills, square lunge position, drive to tall. The windmills, eh? One of I like in that position to use that free arm here that Lauren was tracing. Keep spreading this knee away. We don't want that knee coming in or forward. Keep thinking about torque and crushing tension in the floor that you activate your muscles. Lauren's got that shoe. Oh, that's a fun variation.
I'm using a shoe, not a weight, because a shoe doesn't let me cheat. So if you have, well, you should have a shoe. You probably have a couple in your house. If you don't have a shoe near you and you're going to raise your arm, make sure that your knuckles, your hairy knuckles, always face the ceiling. If you forward, cross your arm.
This is going to be the progression from that side lying breath drill with our elbow where we did that arm bar movement here. This is a nice progression. If you're familiar, go ahead for it. And if not, we'll get there in a week or two.
Okay, with your shoe, press it. Mine weighs about 100 pounds. I'm going to get it overhead. I'm going to pivot my feet. So I'm on my right side, so I'm pivoting my feet slightly to my left. My heels are the same line. The arm that's free is the leg that bends. Chop my keep my elbows straight. I keep my spine long. And I keep holding that armpit down. Repeating. Chop. Hinge. Rotate. Only tall. Brace abs. It's not necessarily your goal to touch the floor. You'll notice I'm only touching about my mid-calf here. I'm not worried about getting to the floor. Feet pivot. If you have a bell or a shoe, pull it down. Not recommended. Switch arms.
One last thing we haven't really talked about today. In that position, we're making sure that the knee again is vertical. So it's just like the hip hinge when we're doing these chopped actions through here. We must keep this shin bone vertical as the distinction
No shift.
over here. Keep the hip back and shin vertical.
Pivot. So I'm pivoting to my right because my left. Then I can touch. Up. I look at my bell. I hip drive through. Stand up tall. Again. Pushing that hip back. And with us teaching me, we'll stand on that back hip one more time and try to push into us through that back hip. And then
Do that one more time. One more time. As an example, she's gonna try to push me over. She's pushing into my hip there. Energy going this way. Breaking repetition.
Pivot, bell pulls down.
And pull down.
Push-ups.
Remember how loud that is on the camera. Okay, finishing with one last set of those fondue roll-ups. Oh, great, and then we'll do one last set of fondue.
Yeah.
Okay, so set up the hinge. We'll take one quick moment to get there. Hinge. Are your shins vertical? Are your feet, again, pressing into the floor, sharing load? Let's go hands on bums, Lauren. Give your glutes a squeeze, and then squeeze, squeeze, hold the top, squeeze. But now what about brace? Now brace here. Brace here. Tension glutes, tension abs, and maintain breath for our hinge push-up. Let's go. Hinge. Back. Find the floor. Walk it high plank. Narrow base is more challenging. Let's go for 10 now. 9. Bum squeeze. Ab brace. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees down. Come to your back. One more repetition. I believe I'm on. Nice and controlled as we go to our tall sit, our sweep, tall lunge, to tall. Finishing with one last balance, fondue. Good old Jane fondues.
All right, Jane, let's bring us through.
Jane, let's do it.
Try 3 different positions to finish up.
Use the
And
bar
it's just
as we need.
Yeah. Hopefully this goes well for me because I need space here. Feet narrow to start. Feet parallel and narrow. Let's roll up and slow lower. Do that again. Roll up, slow lower. This time, knees push over toes, heels stay down. Then roll up, stand up, lower. Again, knees over toes, roll up, extend, lower. Now reverse it. Up on toes, little squat, heels down, stand up. Up on toes, little squat, heels down, stand up. Because it was fun, let's do that one more time. Up, lower, through squat, heels, stand up. Take those feet, rotate on your heels just a little bit to what we call that turned up position. Let's just do one set here. Roll up, keeping your knees straight, and control down. 4 more. Roll up, control down. Are your butts squeezed?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a straw?
I'm pulling together those adductors and a straw.
Every time you land, are you trying to push your heels forward?
And together.
Last time. And down. Take a leg, point it, through the toe, through the ball, place the heel down. Same thing here. Roll up, roll down. Roll up, ooh, sorry, roll down. Roll up.
Are your bums squeezed?
So much. Think ballerina make that sound? 2 more.
No, they're more
1.
they're more
We're gonna spice it up.
explicit.
Roll up. Could you bend your knees? Could you
Woo.
stand back up? Slow lower. Do that again. Up. Bend knees. Up. Slow lower. Last
Oh, I
one.
didn't quite own that.
This time squat. Stay tucked under. Roll up. Extend. Lower. One last time. Stay tucked. Squat. Roll up. Extend.
I want to own that.
Lower. Pause. You're not done quite yet. Transfer. Pull. We'll get a little fancy. If that turnout is a bit too much, just lessen it. Take one leg, point it to the front, place it down. Slight turnout, even a little parallel, that's fine. From here, roll up to 2 feet and just find a balance. Even weight between both feet. Find a balance. 3, 2, lower. Do that again. Roll up. I could, if I don't like that turned out position, I could be just in parallel like this. 3, 2, lower. One last time. Roll up. 2, lower. Now, I lied. One last time up. Could you transfer all of your weight into your front leg and lift up your back leg? 2, 1, place the back foot down. Could you transfer weight and find your back leg? Don't jump in your hip like I almost did. 2, 1, front foot down. Slow lower. Pull that foot back to center. You got it, we have another shot. Last time. Point, place down. It doesn't go too far in front of you. Again, parallel to your time. Roll up, rolls down. Rolls up, rolls down. Every time you're up, your weight's even in both feet. 2 more.
That's not easy to get your heels down together at the same time.
No. Last one. Stay. Shift your weight to transfer all of your weight to your front leg. hold, 3, 2, place your back foot down, shift your weight back, transfer, hold, 3, 2, place your front foot down, slow lower, point,
Point.
pull to center. How do your legs and feet feel?
Not loosey-goosey, which is why maybe a loosey-goose drill feels good right now. Whew. That has been our restore and recharge practice. I was restoring from a pretty busy day on a computer, so I had all these types of postures, so those extension postures feel very good. And today I think we have to buck up some cedars and do a little bit of some yard work, maybe even go for a bike ride.
Oh, we have some computing to do too.
Oh, we have that again too. Work, work, work.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you so much for your attendance in today's session.
Keep checking your email. Exciting things coming from Bars and Bells, like subscription membership fees.
Membership.
So keep checking. We're going to roll that out on June. It's going to be very exciting. We've been working hard on it.
Yep. So that will include basics video series, 10-minute workouts, live access to all of our programming here. We hope that you can all join us to check that out. Maybe give it a day, but barsandbells.com for a membership portal for everything Ian and Lauren, or more importantly, for everything Bars and Bells, for your simple and strong exercise habits. At home, at gym, wherever we are, we'll do it. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Together we're Bars and Bells, and we'll continue to train simply. We'll remain strong, and as always, look forward to seeing you again. Have a good day.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Other than a D-bomb, that was good.